see a ton of people looking at the world around us and going, holy crap, how did we get here? We happen to be living in some sort of weird simulator gone wrong, and all the things that were taught to us when we were younger, like go to school and college, work hard, save money, buy a house, and then spend our golden years in retirement, seem to be slightly further out of reach or just kind of not what we really wanted. So in this video, I want to break down one of the most common internal conflicts I've seen across my time as a professional and just as a person living in the current state of the world. The question and conflict I'm referring to is the do I YOLO and live in the moment as much as I can? Do I work super freaking hard and save to attain FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early? Or do I follow the country name here dream, aka work and retire at a set age by the government to live out the golden years with my finances? It's an especially prominent conflict in the younger generations, meaning the Millennials and Gen Z. That's because they're in the beginning or the prime of their careers, and I don't know if you've noticed, but money isn't going as far as it used to. That's a whirlwind of a conflict to run into, right? But it's a really common question, and at the end of the day, it flip-flops for a lot of people. Ever since we were kids, most of us were told to get a job, go have a family, go on 1 to 2 vacations a year, buy a home, gain a bunch of gray hairs, and then retire at 60 or 70. Many people are wondering if that is really the right move for them, and I have found myself thinking that, and I've been thinking about it so much that I decided to make a video about it. I will say this right now, there is no right answer. You're the only one that can answer this particular conflict because it depends on your life, your situation, your dreams, and your goals. This video is for those of you that are pondering what that means, what I've seen from my experience as an ex-financial advisor, and how you can consider it for yourself. Let's identify the 4 sort of options you have on this broad concept and a few pros and cons to each of them. Let's start with the country name here dream. It's what most of our parents, Gen X and baby boomers, have followed. It's the concept of getting a job, like I said, a couple of vacations a year, settling down, saving, and retiring at 65 plus or whenever possible for that golden year glow. This is still very much possible. It's just a lot harder. In recent news and a video that I posted, a 2025 BlackRock survey said that Americans needed about 2 million or 80K a year to retire comfortably. Now, that is the number for right now, not for when most of us retire, which is going to be much later. The benefit to this strategy is I have money in my golden years, I have money to pass to my heirs, and I can live pretty peacefully near the end of my life. The issue with this, and I've heard this from so many people, is that as you get older, it's harder to enjoy the best things that life has to offer. You lose things along the way, and sometimes people. I've been told by many people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that a day in your 20s and 30s is crazy valuable, and they would trade a lot to experience that all over again. It gets a lot harder to travel, eat the things that you want to eat, do the things that you want to do as the body ages. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. Now, the other side of that, the YOLO life. It's what we see a lot of celebrities and influencers try to float. Do what you want to do right now. Buy all the products and party the way you want to, whether it's outside or via Wi-Fi. This is the total opposite of the country dream. It's living directly in the moment and experiencing things right away. Party on, as they would say. The pro to this is the memories and experiences that you have at a young age are there forever, in a sense, and you can do it while your body can still do it. The cons, as you probably guessed, are you won't have much left over to save or invest, and that's because a majority of us aren't trust fund babies or sons of emerald mine owners. Using every dime or most of your dimes won't secure tomorrow, but it will be wicked today. Now the third thing, fire me up. These are the people that work 3 hardcore jobs, save every penny, and try to live way below their means because they long for an early retirement. Think like 40 or 45. The financial independence and retire early crowd doesn't want to keep working for the man forever. So they decide to grind as hard as physically possible and invest as much as they can in the hopes of escaping that rat race early. This takes extraordinary determination, fortitude, and focus, along with living well below the means available to these folk. The large pro for this is the opportunity to retire early if investments go well and as hoped. And then the cons are not doing much outside of work and staying at home because the point is to spend as little as possible. Now, the 4th method that I like to think about, what I'm calling the Build-A-Bear model, is one that I would recommend the most because all pure forms of the 3 mentioned above have some horrible trade-off. I believe this is where most people want to end up because it gives them the freedom to choose what they care about most. The way that I think about financial psychology beliefs revolves around identifying the life that you want to live and build and making your finances support that goal. It's the same here in this case. Pick the things you want and the things you're willing to give up and build towards that financial lifestyle that makes this life worth living, even if the world around you does whatever it does. For example, I know I do not believe in the golden years concept, but I know that investing for the future is really important. I love the YOLO idea, but I need my money to work alongside me so I don't live paycheck to paycheck or fear too much for emergencies. I love the idea of retiring early, but I know I don't want to trade too much of my time now for a promise of tomorrow. My Build-A-Bear model focuses on now more than the future, like travel and experiences with friends and family, but I still am adding dollars to my investments using dollar cost averaging and pulling assets together for bigger investments. It focuses more on life's joys now rather than the assets later on in life, but I'm still building them. That's it. That's the life I want to live through the remainder of my life, and I'm okay with that. This is a conversation we have to have internally or externally to know what the trade-offs are, know what you're getting into and what you're losing from that opportunity cost. What we want is to achieve a peace of mind that enables us to believe in the decisions that we've made and set a direction for our lives. It may change, but for now, that helps us move forward. We got to make the best of it, right? We got to use the tools, time, and spirit that we have to keep going and thriving as best we can. That's what I keep telling myself, and I'm telling everyone today. We have to attempt to control the things that we can control and the way we think. I think through the lens of finances, self-motivation, and keeping a good perspective in life. As a wrap, this video's main point is that life is short. We need to decide what our future holds, and based off of our circumstances and our dreams. Don't let the idea of, oh, that's how it's always been, so I should do that, shape your financial plans. Think, plan, and win the life you want. It's okay to feel lost about the future. Most people are, and they refuse to confront it. The world is large and changing. Find your place in it and the life you want to live. Let me know which of the three models you believe you fit into right now, or if you're working on your own Build-A-Bear version. What does that look like? Let me know if you want to be a guest on my new series, helping people figure out their Build-A-Bear goals and plan. Subscribe and reach out if you're interested for a free coaching session to get your life pointed the way you want to go. And as always, this is for information and educational purposes. Nothing should be considered financial or investment advice.